What is going on, everybody? It's YaBoyRocklee, and today we're gonna cover episode 2 and 3 highlights of House of the Dragon. I'm gonna break it down, letting you know what I found to be most interesting, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you don't know who I am, I cover reactions on the YaBoyRocklee channel, which is in the description of this video. On this channel, we focus on reviews, interesting, controversial topics, etc. But this is a discussion channel. We just want to talk and have a good time, share opinions. I look forward to seeing you guys in the comment section. My reviews are like show only, not a novel reader, not a manga reader, just show only. All right, let's stick to that. Let's jump into our review of episode 2 and 3 starting now. So, keeping with the regular tone of Game of Thrones, war is on our front door, and the crab feeder is out here just decimating forces. Lord Corlys bursts into the King's Council meeting and he's like, hey, what are you doing about these troops that are attacking my lands, right? Yo, let's do something. Leader, the king wants to just, I've sent some ambassadors over there. We're gonna work things out. See, one thing I like about watching shows like this is relating it to modern times, but I won't go into any specifics, but hear me out. Sometimes a leader of another nation can recognize that your leader is a bitch right now, right? And they can amass troops along the border and they ain't gonna do nothing, right? So yeah, nobody wants war, but you have to have your enemy at least willing to think that you're willing to fight, right? And then they won't do certain things. Right now, our king is being so political. He's so by the books. He's so, trying to, stay out of conflict that he's easy to read. And now it's actually, in my opinion, a little bit easier, or leaders are going to take advantage sending troops like they are right now because they know the king ain't going to do shit, right? But listen up, listen up. Baby girl speaks up immediately. She's like, yo, we got dragon riders, father. Father's like, we don't need to do all that. She's like, yo, but don't worry about it. It'll be a show of force, peace through strength. Instantly, she's backed up by Corlys. He's like, yo, at least somebody has a plan. And Otto immediately shuts her down. And he's like, go back to your princess duties. And I'm like, what? What happened since episode 1? Is this girl not being set up to be the king or queen? Isn't she next in line? Why is she not in the meeting with y'all men? Why is she serving y'all drinks still? Anyways, she did undermine her father in my opinion, but again, she should have had a seat at that council. That's my opinion, and they didn't afford her that. So I can see why this girl had the chip on her shoulder as we continue with this franchise. And real quick, because what's a YouTube video without its call to actions? If you guys haven't subscribed to this page, please go ahead and do so. It does a lot for me. Hit the thumbs up, and I look forward to connecting with you guys on social media. My links are in the description of this video. Let's continue with our review. The king is talking to Alicent, right? I'm bad with names, I'm trying, right? And she really impressed me in this scene because as we see, by the way, this is given from the point of view of already watching episode 3. I fell behind, right? So I'm doing 2 and 3 together, right? But she's very knowledgeable. Otto is truly doing a good job keeping this shawty educated, right? And able to keep up with the king at an intellectual level. That being said, if you told me that Otto was setting up his daughter to be with the king from the moment like she was conceived, right, I would not be surprised, because it's only when you watch things in hindsight do I realize, yo, she's very educated, and I know she's Otto's daughter, so she should be educated, but it also seems she's educated in the things that appeal to the king, right? And it's not until this, again, look at this scene right here, look at her face. I don't know how old this actress is, so I'm gonna be mindful of my remarks, but them eyes is the eyes of a plotter. She's looking at this king like, I got him. She's right inside his head as she's moving along with the relationship. Like, yo, that is a dangerous look, and that's as far as I'm gonna say, man, because I haven't done any research on this character. I'm doing this on the go, and as I got to this scene, I was like, yo, that face, yo, what does that mean? Oh, but I don't know if you guys are with me on this one, but that's my take on it. I looked it up, 1993. I can say what I'm thinking. She looked like she wanted. She looked like she won it. And after seeing episode 3, I'm like, yo, she was really plotting. She's like, yo, I got him. 1993, baby. Let's go. This episode of Game of Thrones also does something that no other medieval show, in my opinion, has shown me. It has shown me how very, very, very weak some of these kings are if they ain't got no sons. Here is the king's position as Lord Corlys approaches him. He's like, yo, you looking weak, my guy. Wed my daughter, and yo, it's only strength ahead of you. What happens is, without any sons, the enemy just knows we just gotta take out this one guy, open up a civil war, and hey, we can get one of our own people in there. But when you have mad sons, you got like 7, 8 of these, it's like, yo, there's no way I can hit all 8 of these sons, right? So my man is looking a little weak. On top of that, when other people start sniffing around wanting the throne and they got sons or they got heirs, right? They just have a stronger position. So if these families get together, there's no stopping them. Except there's one problem that I wasn't ready for, but we're gonna get to it. So let's continue. Otto reminds me more of why I dislike this man. Yo, they are family. Lord Corlys approaches the king and Otto is vexed. He's like, yo, he approached you and not through me. Why? See, it seemingly seems like, oh, it's about respect. It's all about these hierarchy. But to me, it's so clear. You want to be the guy in control of the information. If everything hits this man before it hits the king, this one man has the power to remove information and add information in his favor. It's just never a good scenario where you have to go through this one guy to get to the king. At least like a council of 3. And then going to the king. But anyways, I think Otto's out of line, but the king is fine with it, so whatever. I'm not gonna harp too much on it, although I'm harping a lot on it. Then guys, we get to the effed up stuff. Now, I don't know if I was supposed to know this Leona's age up until this moment. I think they actually dropped it, but it doesn't matter. We see this girl, and my entire skin begins to crawl as what they're showing. Yo, this girl's like 12 years old. She looked 8. I don't care what they said. No, that girl looks 8 years old, but whatever. Anyways, they say she's 12. They're wedding this. They're trying to set up this 56-year-old king with her, and they're like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. Let's just wait 2 more years, and then you're gonna really do. And I was like, man, this was gross. I know this is common in medieval times, but we don't gotta see it, right? Have that in the background. Don't put this girl on the screen. But the actress got a job, but damn. And the thing that makes it so bad, the utterly disgusting thing, is how intelligent the girl is. And when you're listening to her, you're like, yo, who told you that shit? Yo, did your father tell you that shit? It's like, god damn, these parents is coaching her. Shit is terrible. I know y'all say that was normal back in the day, so don't look too much into it. But you know what was normal back in the day? Slavery. That was normal. Hey, we don't approve of that shit, right? It's okay to be outraged. Let's just go back into the show. Now, fast forward, Shawty's talking to the king, and I actually have to start taking back some of my remarks, right? Seeing how she is just plucking at her fingernails, I'm like, yo, I don't think she wants this. Her eyes, oh, she an actress, right? And that's why, see, us, man, we can't read the signals. Her eyes, to me, is like, nah, yo, she's into this. But her little fidgeting, no, she is not very comfortable. Shit, the king is not even comfortable, because when she hands him this box and he doesn't even know how to approach her, I don't know, man, I don't know. Next, we get introduced to some wild shit. Daemon Targaryen has stolen one of the dragon eggs. Why? Because this man is getting married and he's trying to strengthen his own lineage, and everyone is freaking out. Me, I'm watching this like, yeah, Daemon deserves it, and if y'all ain't gonna give it to him, yo, he's not stealing, he's taking what rightfully belongs to him, right? Now, here's some wild shit, guys. I am gonna be sprinkling my predictions as I'm watching this, right? Again, Otto is the kind of guy that wants to be in control of when information is given and relayed to the king. He also now tells the king, yo, my grace, don't go out there. I'm going to do it myself, right? Why is that? Do you think it's really because he had the king's best interest, or again, is it he don't want anything happening to the king, right? Because he's setting things up for himself. Now, as Hand of the King, it already makes sense, right? Yo, he wants what's in the best interest of the king, right? But when you see all the rest of the stuff that's sprinkled out, the way he acts, the way he shuts down people, the way he wants to control information, and I'm like, no, this is not a guy that's really looking out in the best interest of the king. He is 100% of all times looking out in his best interest. Note all of Otto's activity and then the scenes that precede Otto's activity. So Daemon comes out like a gangster with the dragon egg in hand, ready to meet whoever's coming to welcome him. To his surprise, it's Otto. And of course, Daemon is disappointed. Why? Because guys, let's face it, it's very obvious. It's very, very, very obvious in my opinion that he just wanted an audience with his brother. The whole time Daemon's talking, his shawty next to him, what an amazing woman, by the way. But anyways, his shawty next to him keeps giving these awkward faces. And when you look back at it in hindsight, that was revealing that, yo, Damien, what you saying? Don't drag me into this. What? I ain't sign up for this, right? Any case, Otto and Daemon, they end up at a standoff, and it looks like Otto is gonna go back home empty-handed. Who freaking shows up with a show of force? The princess of the realm. And that, my guys, is why even the previous scene was important. When I'm saying Otto's saying to the king, like, yo, let me go in your place. Daemon don't respect you, dude. You ain't got no dragons, Otto. I mean, you ain't got no dragons. It's over right there. Anyone who's gonna show up with Daemon, it's either he's gonna fall in line because of your authority, or he's gonna fall in line because of your show of force. And Otto does borderline have the authority, but not really. I don't know the rules here, but if the Hand of the King is telling the prince some nonsense, and he ain't got no proof that the king is saying it, yo, I ain't gotta listen to you. That's my thoughts, but I don't know the true rules of the Hand of the King. But I am saying, without a show of force, you ain't gonna make Daemon bend. Bend the knee, as they would say. I love this girl that Daemon's with, because she was like, yo, you announced this? Yo, you swore to protect me, my dude. You swore to protect me. I think their relation speaks volumes on two things. One, even though she's, fighting, or she's scared, or she's trying to be protected, she has a lot of confidence. So between her level of confidence that she could talk to Lord Damien that way, you swore to protect me, right? On top of that, it shows the absolute respect that Damien has for her. Because unless I'm missing something, in this time period, with his title, yo, he can just end it, man. Yo, don't let my wife, let the wife get to him. Let the wife get to her. It's over. Yo, he has reverence for this woman, and as far as I'm concerned, it's very, very obvious that he loves her. She is very, very, very intelligent, so I like her. But this, to me, is one of the moments that cements my appreciation for Damien more as a character, because although he's willing to whack people and he's obviously ruthless, he has a soft spot for the woman that he loves, not his wife, and his brother and niece. It really builds character for him, especially for a guy who doesn't talk too much. Watch his actions, watch the people around him. That speaks volumes in his character. So going forward, King does actually make a decision with who he's going to marry. The key in this situation is the king was actually concerned with the age. And he was looking at this Lord Corlys guy, and he's like, yo, who is he? That's what he was saying, like, who is he to check me? And I also kind of feel, although I don't have it 100% proven, that even to the king, it's a sign of weakness, right? To cozy up with these guys who show him no respect. So he took Alicent, right? Which to him it solves his duty. He has to be married. Y'all gotta leave him alone. He doesn't have to continuously have bad relations with people, because the question, the harassing is over. But man. And then reasonably so, Rhaenyra is hurt, and I have a hard time reading this one because, her and this shawty is best friends, right? Seemingly, but I always get the impression that they're a little bit more than that, or at least on one side of the party, it means a little bit more than that. And even if it doesn't, it's like, the king took the one person in this girl's life and made her his own. really further isolating Rhaenyra. So I really had an issue with the decision, but at the same time, she told him in the previous scene, yo, a king has a duty to the realm first, and that's exactly what he's doing. Well, kind of, because maybe he should marry Lord Corlys' daughter, but whatever. Fast forward, Corlys does exactly what I was implying in the previous scene. Now he goes to Daemon, right? Because it's very clear that, yeah, he wants to, put his daughter in bed literally with the king, but, yo, what that does is it also gets the king embedded with Lord Corlys' problems, which the king don't want no part of. So now Lord Corlys is like, okay, looks like I'll go to the next best Targaryen, right, to secure his shipping lane. Lord Corlys tells Daemon, oh, we will not be beggars. Do we not remember in the very beginning of this episode, King said, yo, I will compensate you. It is not about money. This is about respect, and this is about power, right? This Lord Corlys is never really going to be broke, okay? Due to his name, due to his prestige, due to his connections. But he's like, yo, I'm trying to be that dude, and I still think he's trying to elevate his position, his stature. Won't be surprised if it's a play at being the king himself. He's still far from there, but it's all about elevating his stature, gaining power. It is not about money or being a beggar. That's my opinion. Daemon does show a lot of character. He's talking smack about his bro. But when anybody else enters that conversation, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm the one doing the disrespecting, sir, not you. Moving forward. So we start off episode 3 with the crab feeder absolutely showing us his cruelty, decimating men, torturing them, leaving them to crabs being eaten.
Oh no.
I guess that's why they call him the crab feeder. Huh, who would have guessed? Daemon comes through with just one dragon, is absolutely bodying any and everything in its path. And that's just with one dragon. That immediately got me to thinking, man, if the king really wanted this war to be over, he could do it. But I know they said it in episode 1. He doesn't want to antagonize some of these other nations, but I'm like, fam, you're already being antagonized. Now, one thing that really stood out to me was Damien's vulnerability. Even though he has this dragon, right? He can't just camp and just rain fire down, because apparently the crab feeder has an endless army. No matter how many people you are burning with this dragon, how many people you're killing with this dragon, until the crab feeder is taken out, this battle's not ending. Daemon has to get down to like land to find this guy. Took an arrow and still wasn't able to pull it off. He had to flee. So yeah, they got dragons, but we still need boots on the ground. It's very interesting when you look at modern conflict and people hiding in caves and needing bunker bombs, and it's like, man, you can launch Patriot missiles and B-52 bombers all day long, but if you don't put enough boots on the ground, you're never going to get the head of the enemy. So I think that was interesting, as it's still relatable to Modern Warfare, minus the fact that we've never had dragons. To my surprise, the franchise has taken a whopping 3-year time leap, right? So I actually don't know at the time of this episode if Daemon was trying to find the crab feeder 3 years ago and it showed why after 3 years he was unsuccessful at it, or it is showing us like after everything that we've done, after 3 years the crab feeder is still hiding. I don't know which one the first part of this episode was showing us. But anyways, fast forward, the king has a boy. Whoa, huge deal, considering we now have an heir to the throne after he so hastily named his daughter the heir to the realm. So this proves to be interesting. Otto, being the snake that he is, surprised me, because in this scene, he's being, I don't know the word for it, but another person is letting him know, yo, Preywell's like, yo, grandson, I don't know if you know this, but yo, he's looking a little kingly. And Otto's like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. His Highness doesn't see things this way. Real plain and smooth, Otto, but I'm keeping my eyes on you. Fast forward, Rhaenyra is alone in the courtyard. She is approached by Alicent, who has a promotion in the friendship world. I've never heard of this one. She is now her queen, pregnant with her replacements. That's all I see when Alicent enters the scene as of episode 3. You got Rhaenyra's replacements in you, and we need to take you out. Boom! you stink! I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, man. Allison furthered herself into the you ain't shit category when Rhaenyra is like, yo, stay here and play this music for me by order of the princess. And her former best friend is like, well, the queen orders you to leave. I'm like, yo, what kind of bullshit is this? Nah, this part gets me hot. This part gets me hot. You don't even know how much times I had to rewatch this scene as I was formulating my thoughts. I was like, yo, what kind of friend is you supposed to be? You really chose your duties. Yo, Allison, man, I ain't feeling her. Yo, if she wasn't so pretty, boy. In fact, the fact that she's this pretty is only making me more angry. I'm like, oh, the perfect type to infiltrate and just fuck things up, man. Anyways, we move forward as we're going to this hunt, and Rhaenyra doesn't want to be anywhere. She doesn't want anything to do with this hunt, right? And she says something interesting, and it's only on the second watch I actually started laughing. I got all these emotions. I just had to be angry. Now I'm going into laughter. She's like, ain't no one there for me. She doesn't want to go to the hunt. Other than her duties, she's like, nobody's here for me. Duties. And her father just looks at her. You gotta insert. He doesn't know what to do. And when you fast forward, or when you rewind to the previous episode, when he was talking to Allison, he's like, I don't know what to do with this girl, man. I got nothing to tell her. This man does not have full control of how to manage his daughter. In fact, there's nothing in this man's life that he has full control of. He looks tired. He's exhausted. This is actually the episode where I started liking him after being hard on him in episode 1. Episode 2, I was like, meh. Yo, episode 3, I was like, yo, man, he's trying. He is trying the best he can do. And credits to the actor that was casted, because when you look at his face as he looks at his daughter, yo, he looks like a harmless, loving man. Like, I want to give him a hug. I really do. He's not threatening. And that's the problem, by the way. He's not threatening at all. Show of force, all that stuff. That's why he's getting ran over. Gosh. Honestly, I don't think I would do a better job if I was in this man's position. I really don't, because I'm the talking type. Look at me. Anyways, let's move forward. Rhaenyra is being approached by a Lannister. And that's when the light bulb hits. She's like, oh, there is people for me. And the very fact that she's being courted by a Lannister and is being set up by her father when she's supposed to be queen, if you listen to the nature of the conversation, is designed in a way that, hey, in case you don't become queen, right? Here's what we have for you. And it's like, no, there's no just in case. This is an interesting move between Lannister and her father. Fast forward, the king and daughter are arguing in front of everybody because she's like, yo, you really trying to pawn me off? And he's like, yo, bitch, since you came of age, I've been drowning in parchment of people wanting to betroth you, or whatever the word is. And yo, you saw this man cave in 6 months after his wife died, right? 6 months after his wife died, he's like, nah, I'm done, man. He's being approached by everybody, and we know, as far as I'm concerned, he don't want to prolong conversations and have conversations that he don't want to have, man. He is tired. He is exhausted. So he's telling this girl, you got to get married. Even I don't exist for anything else but duty. When you see the frustration, when you see him lashing out on everybody, that's when it really started hitting me. I was like, oh, when I was calling him weak, first of all, I take it back. I'm not gonna call him weak. He's weak, but I don't mean it in condescending. I just mean, yo, he don't command the authority that he needs to in a situation like this. But let me backtrack. He's like, yo, I'm a slave to duty, baby. I'm no better off than you are. You think I want to do this? I have to. I would love for you to be with someone that you love, but you can't, baby girl. You can't. And you know what she does? She storms away. That's when I was like, damn. Yo, this father, yo, he is so struggling, man. Anyways, let's continue with the rest of the review. Now, you see the king you saw earlier today. Yo, this man is just trying to party. And people keep talking about your brother this, your brother that. Now we have your daughter this, your daughter that. Yo, I'm trying to marry your daughter. Yo, with all due respect. And it's like, how dare you come so forward? Again, it just shows, man, the king is tired. And the king don't have a lot of strength. Because y'all people approaching the king like this, asking to marry his daughter, what? Yo, I would have their heads right now. I would just start taking people's heads, just one person's head, show of force, and then it would stop. But that's just me. You know what? I would be a strong king. No, I would have been a strong king. Anyways, and this is where the king starts showing his resolve. I think, guys, as much grief as I give him, when it's being implied that now that he has a son, Rhaenyra is gonna be queen, and he looks at him, he's like, yo, listen, I did not have Rhaenyra, right? I did not name Rhaenyra the next ruler of this kingdom on a whim. Okay, don't get things twisted here. See, I originally thought watching the scene before when the Lannister was courting his daughter that the king was setting this up, right? And it's like, no, the king is fine with the suitors, right? And he's also offering that Rhaenyra is going to take over the kingdom. It's this Lannister that starts making the assumption, like reasonable people would in this time period, like, yeah, don't worry, if she is with me, yo, I got a big ass rock, yo, I got room for her dragon, everything's gonna be okay. I'm here to make your life easier. And I love the way King Viserys checks this Lannister respectfully, with passion, and with strength. Yo! Oh, it's on the second watch, man. It's on the second watch. Yo, honestly, I don't know if the show is actually better to watch alone versus reacting to. Otto approaches this man dead ass, and he's like, yo, my lord, there is another good choice, something closer to home. You don't have to lose your baby girl. Marry her to Prince Aegon, your son, the 2-year-old, guys. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's nasty.
Did you see what this man had to toil with when it came between him and this 12-year-old from the last episode? Now you want his daughter with his son, who are also basically 2 decades apart. They're almost 2 decades apart. It's like, what? And it's not even the decades that's a problem. He is a baby right now. He is a baby. I ain't gonna lie though, with this Targaryen here, that was my sister and I was 2 years old. Yo, he looks at Otto. And kudos to Otto. Otto is finally making the move that truly secures his family. And he can have his cake and eat it too. Rhaenyra is still, hey, she's still good. Hey, my grandson, yo, my daughter, yo, we are locked and loaded. And Viserys looks at Otto and it's like, yo, I'm trying to have fun, man. Stop fucking politicking. Get the fuck out of my face. That's literally what he said, almost verbatim. Like I said, seeing the frustration of Viserys, King Viserys, that's truly what started to get me to like him. I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes when you just say all the right things, when you see him handling everyone at the council, saying all the right things, it's like, oh, this guy, whatever. But seeing the raw passion, and you start to get, that's who you are. That's what you feel. And now I respect you. I respect you. And the last 2 or 3 years that you had to endure this fucking politicking, and your brother out there trying to drag you into a goddamn war, and people trying to marry your daughter. Gosh, I feel you on that one. This is when I started respecting this man. Now next, with the stroke of comedy, the king is tired just drinking his wine again. I am liking him more and more. He's approached by who I consider literally verbatim the most trusted guy in the show. And he's like, yo, you want to hear my opinion, my lord? He's like, oh, fuck. It's good. Your son, oh, the most powerful knight in the kingdom, you would have him marry my daughter. Go on. And he's like, nah. You humble me, my lord. You humble me. But nah, the sea snake. This dude gives some truly good advice, and in my opinion, it shows no ulterior motive, no ulterior connection. Like I was saying about Otto, everything that Otto does and says, you can trace how it benefits Otto. This guy right now talking to the king as he's drinking, not him. He's the only one that just says advice is truly in the best interest of the king. Yo, if you ask me, I'm firing the whole council. I'm firing my hand. This guy should be the hand to the king. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? This conversation is hell of important for the ending of this episode, guys. So he's being told, marry your daughter with the sea snake's son. Y'all already had beef and your houses is very, very divided, right? This one stroke literally undoes virtually all the damage that you've committed, right? This is a truly good deal and a good marriage. Watch these words as we move forward. Watch these words. Listen to him. He says, pray that Rhaenyra survives the fight. Listen to that. Now, when Rhaenyra is chilling with Sir Colt, she's attacked by a wild boar. I need to know, I don't know much about boars, but what is it about this shawty that this boar was acting like a pig, like an animal? I just wanted to... Actually, I think it's actually self-explanatory, but notice how she basically killed that thing her dang self. They're out here saying that this lady is not qualified to be the next ruler. Watch things. I think this show is great to watch like in reverse, right? You watch the show and then like almost think about it in reverse because they show scenes out of order, but when you really think about them together, you're like, wow, look what they showed. Anyways, don't worry. I'm gonna keep you guys on it. Let's continue. Now, fast forward to the king killing the heart. Two things. Is exactly what I just told you in the previous scene. Look at the heart tied up. Two men is holding this together while Princess Rhaenyra, like a thug, like a gangster, soloed that boar. Soloed it. On top of that, yo, once again, the king is being faced with an impossible choice, just like his wife. And it's like, yo, here, you know, do the deed. And he's like, yo, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Again, this man is bound by duty as everybody watches him to do the whole clapping. Yo, if he was really absolutely like, yo, I don't want to do this, man. I was just drinking. I'm hungover. I want to chill. But he can't. This man is truly a slave to duty. And it hurts. It hurts in this particular episode watching because, again, it's his passion. I haven't felt his passion until episode 3, personal. And then the craziest thing, yo, they settled. It's not even the good heart. They got like a regular heart. The true heart reveals itself to his daughter Rhaenyra again. And they spare it. It's almost like she is kind of free because she is untethered, right? So she killed the boar by herself. She ain't need no help. She's the heart. She has the position or the ability to kill this thing, and she's like, nah, let that go, man. You know, right now she's exercising her freedom the most. Her and Damien are exercising their freedom greater than the actual king, in my opinion. And it's kind of weird to see. I'm not explaining it the best, but if you watch it, you're like, yo, she's doing her right now. She's doing her. Unfortunately, the king is truly just following duty. Watch how she comes back bloody, thug, gangster, and she's looking at like this. There's a knight. I don't know who this man is, but there's someone who's watching her with this face, and he ain't no better than that boar that she just slew. You see, they're all circling at Princess Rhaenyra, and it sickens me. It sickens me the more I see it, the more it's displayed because, yo, she's not y'all's, and y'all just looking at her like she's not human, like she's some prize and she's beneath you. This is the princess of the realm. But I digress. Let's continue. Rhaenyra looks at everybody like a thug. She got blood on her. Her daddy ain't got no blood on him. She's the one that's really out here killing things. She a killer. Her daddy ain't a killer no more. Maybe he was a killer at some time, but daddy ain't a killer. Look at Otto. Otto and Descent, she don't got no face expression. That girl is hard to read. I've been trying to read this girl's face expression since episode 2. I'm on episode 3. I don't know what it means. Otto, I understand what his looks mean. You see, that's why, fellas, you know, when you meet these girls on the streets, you get your sister, you get your mama, you get your auntie to read these females for you because you can't do it on your own. This girl is Oscar worthy. Anyways, Otto's hella confused. He's like, what the blood clot is this? Her daddy is like, what? Blood fire? Fast forward, Alicent is talking to her father, and her father is encouraging her to do whatever it takes for Rhaenyra, like kind of remove her from play, talk to daddy, put Aegon on the throne, because the kingdom will tear itself apart if Rhaenyra takes the throne. And the very next scene, when Alicent is talking to King Viserys, it's to encourage him to send troops to give aid to the Sea Snake. Now, by doing so, right, supports the previous guy. Remember that guy that we all trust? I'm like, yo, this is the guy to trust? He's the one that said earlier, hey, the sea snake's son cannot die. If he does, you take out an ideal suitor for Rhaenyra. So I don't know if this is an accident with Alicent or it just so happens to be, but it's key that two people have given the king advice that sets up for the sea snake's son to survive this and now possibly be a suitor for Rhaenyra. I just don't know at this moment if Alicent is actually aware of that. But Alicent does say good advice. You see, King Viserys is paralyzed by the idea of people pleasing. She more or less has the mindset of, well, forget about serving the people. Like, you're complicating it. Is it better for the realm that the crab feeder is destroyed or not? Choose. Well, if it's better if he's defeated, get this shit over with. Now, I can say a lot about this Alicent girl, but she is qualified when it comes to politics and understanding and talking to the king to rule. I do like her ruling. Anyways, let's move forward. See, right now, the king is looking weak. We saw in episode 1 his back. Fast forward episode either 2 or 3, but his fingers are coming apart. My opinion right now is the king does not have very long to live, and Otto knows it. Hightower family knows it. If the king were to die right now without Aegon being appointed the king, it puts the Hightower family completely out of the game. But if King or Prince Aegon is crowned the next king, automatically, even if King Viserys goes, they're all good. The next king is in line. It's Hightower family. They had 2-3 more kids possibly. They're good, because I'm going to assume if they have 2 more sons or 1 more son, there's 2 boys, and the first son dies, they're going to be okay, as long as they have another boy in that lineup somewhere or another. But in my opinion, the very moment Viserys names someone else king other than Rhaenyra and making it a boy, he will die because his purpose is over. I think someone's doing something to him, but I can't prove it. But I'm leaning on Hightower. Hightower is the man that is making the king sick. That's my opinion. Fast forward, and there is bickering going on because the crab feeder has hunkered down or bunkered down, and there's no way to get him unless you can flush him out. And they have a strategy that implies fishing him out with human bait, and right then Daemon lands. Sea Snake does something to me that shows character. Extreme amounts of character. He holds his homie close and he says, I will not have mutiny around here. We are not going to betray Lord Damien. I love to see that scene because in Game of Thrones, you need to pick up on the small little nuances to know who you can trust in relation to who has conviction, who has integrity, the whole 9 yards. So to me, Sea Snake showed a lot of conviction. And so far, watching this episode, he's taken no L's other than him trying to, marry off his daughter, which is a massive L. But other than that, he's pretty solid, straight to the point, just looking out for his people. And he's a strong leader. Let's continue. Daemon lands and he gets a message that, his brother is coming through with aid. Y'all have been doing this for long, but I'm coming through. We gonna clean this shit up. Daemon looks at the messenger. Damien's like, sit your ass down. Absolutely kills the messenger. Don't they have the saying, don't shoot the messenger? Daemon never heard of that, or this is where that saying was spawned. Daemon is out here killing messengers. Fast forward. I don't even need to look at the script no more. I don't need to look at the screen. Damien pulls up, right? On some Leonidas shit, right? Lets down his sword. Drops the knee. He's like, come on. The crab feeder's like this. Where the dragon at? Where the dragon at? He ain't see no dragon, right? So he comes out just a little bit. He sends his men just a little bit. Just a little bit on some 50 shit. Baby girl, all I need is a little bit, right? And right when everybody's out, Damien just goes on some, I don't know, man, some immortal shit, man. He starts murking everybody. And you're like, what is Damien doing? I forgot the scene that was before it. What madman would happily die to lay himself as bait? It's Damien. And what do we have? A second dragon. That's the thing that nobody saw coming. Was a second dragon appeared and started bodying the forces, and Damien just went in there all by himself and finally took out the crab feeder, guaranteeing that he secures the victory for this conflict, not his brother. So now he is also going to be returning to the realm capable and proving himself worthy. He's proving himself to be the strong king that we keep talking about. Woo! Finally caught up. All right, we reached the end of the video. That's my recap of episode 2 and episode 3. So far, in my opinion, House of Dragon is living up to the glory that Game of Thrones lived up to. If you guys do like my videos, make sure you smash a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. I'll take any appreciated feedback. Should I have my content more scripted? Should I yell more? Should I stop yelling? Should I insert more jokes? Should I show more footage? Whatever it is, guys, I'm there for it. I want to do more of this. I want to do more of this, and I'm trying to find my own flavor without copying other YouTubers. So, hey, with the help of this community right here, we're gonna make it. So, until next time, guys, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, Instagram, and social media, hey, the links are in the description of this video. I look forward to connecting with you guys. So, until next time, it's YaBoyRocklee, and I'm out, guys. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, please go ahead and do so. The link is in the description of this video, and I actually tweet back. Much love, YaBoyRocklee.